Oh my gosh, my parents fought all the time. Sometimes I'd be upstairs in my room and I would hear furniture throwing and falling downstairs and, yelling.
She was the middle of 3 children, and Holly Wagner tried to hold her family together in the midst of her parents' violent relationship. They divorced when she was 12.
I thought if I could do everything I was supposed to do, then it would be okay. Which is why in high school I was on every sports team and every extracurricular activity and everything I could do, just sort of trying to do everything I thought my dad wanted me to do, and then trying to be there physically for my mom. And after a while, I gave up.
Giving up meant getting through the day the same way her mom did, with alcohol.
And I watched my mom do it, so then I would go steal her alcohol that she would hide in the closet. And I thought, this is great, I don't feel anything. Wake up the next morning, I don't have to feel anything today either.
Why was that a relief?
I couldn't fail at that, and everything else I had tried to do to gain, my dad's approval and, or my mom's happiness. At the bottom of a beer bottle, everybody's exactly the same. And you walk into a bar, no one's going to ask you to leave. You're not a failure there. And I definitely didn't fail at that.
By the time she was in college, Holly was carrying a thermos of booze to class. In fact, while studying in Spain during her junior year, Holly was asked to leave because she was rarely sober. By the time she arrived home, Holly had nothing left.
My mom was too much in the hole with drinking, and the only person I could have called was my father, and he'd send me money, I'd buy alcohol. Anything they did really just enabled me. I'd go stay with them and I'd, steal from them. My own family.
The only place left for Holly was the streets. At 21, she was homeless. She wandered the streets by day and slept in shelters at night.
I remember waking up one morning and just the smell around me made me so sick, and all I could think of was, it smells like death. It smells like people are dying. And then I realized that smell was coming from me. And that was so scary to me.
One day, as she laid huddled in an alley, she prayed.
I just started to cry, and I remember saying, God, you have to help me because I have nowhere else to go. I'm gonna die.
This is when Holly looked up and saw Chris Satarian. Chris describes what she saw.
A young woman, probably 70 pounds soaking wet, huddled in a ball, pale, bruised, clearly beaten, clearly hadn't been bathed in a very long time, shaking profusely, with her head tucked in to her body, and I couldn't see her face. And I closed my eyes and I just said, Father, what do you want me to do? And it was so clear. I heard 2 words, love her.
Chris brought Holly home, cleaned her up, and told her that Jesus loved her.
That night, not only did Chris, she showed me the Lord through her actions, but she also shared with me the Lord through the Word and her testimony. And I accepted the Lord that night, but I still didn't really know who he was. I knew I was changed. I knew something was different because that was the first time I'd ever felt hope or the possibility of an inner joy ever.
After 5 days living with the Satarian family, Holly met Grace and George Rosada, directors of New Life Home for Women in Manchester, New Hampshire. There, Holly got her life back.
Day by day, you saw the healing start to take place. You started to see her taking in God's word and realizing, wow, I can be an overcomer in all of these things.
It was a long, long process because I was stripped away of everything I knew and every way I knew how to act. So they taught me how to fill those places with the Lord and with the Word and, look to Jesus first. That to me was the greatest gift.
At times, Holly's struggle to regain her life was an uphill battle. But with the support of people around her, Holly went on to finish her undergraduate degree, top of her class, with a 4.0. Even now, it's hard for her to believe.
And I felt like this isn't possible. I thought my mind had was too far gone, and I would never finish, let alone at the top of my class.
This year, Holly will graduate from Regent University with a master's degree in journalism.
I look behind me and see my history, my past, and I don't know who that person is. It blows my mind where I am right now. I feel like a miracle. Not only am I alive, I have a future, I have a hope, I have my dreams are coming true. Oh my goodness, that feels amazing.